going to introduce two responding skills, paraphrasing and restatements. Paraphrasing is when the clinician repeats the content of what the client has said. A restatement, on the other hand, is where you repeat the content but you use the client's own words. There are 4 good reasons that you would want to use these in therapy. The first is that it allows the client to feel heard and it conveys that you're listening. The second is that it allows the client to process what they've said. And the third is that you can clarify content. Martin suggests the fourth, that it facilitates the therapeutic process. There are certain times in therapy when you may want to use these. For paraphrasing, a good time is if there's no reason to reflect the client's own words, but you do want to reflect back the content. A second reason would be if you feel that the client's words didn't quite capture the meaning, but you think that you can repeat it back in a way that might. For a restatement, one reason you would use that is if you believe that the way the client worded what they said was important. Also, if a client is going too fast and you wanted to slow them down, this would be a good thing to use. It would be appropriate to use either in the circumstance that your client needs to take a step back from the emotion.
When you think about how you're going to phrase a restatement or paraphrase, you should always say it tentatively because it gives the client the option to let you know if you're incorrect in what you're saying. It's usually helpful to do this by using a stem or clarifier. For example, you could say, from what I understand, or it sounds like. Keep in mind that respond to what is important out of what they're saying and to focus on the client in the message. For example, if they talk about a situation with their significant other, you want to bring it back to the client and focus on them with what you're responding. Some things to try not to do would be to point out something new to the client. You're focusing here on content that they've already provided. And do not focus on the unimportant details. Again, keep it to what's important, what's the bigger message.
All right, and we've prepared 2 examples, both a good example and a bad example, of how to use these responding skills. Watch in our first video where the client is talking about some stresses at school and the clinician is able to convey that they're listening by using these skills. In our second video, we'll show you an example of what not to do. And so just focus on these as 2 things not to do. First, you want to make sure to look at the important content and the clinician will be ignoring that. And then also they'll be parroting back exactly